Welcome back to the VIP Financial Ed channel. My name is Matthew Pillmore, and look at this beautiful guest that we've got in this outdoor studio. Actually, we're sitting out on our back patio. This is the love of my life, the woman that changed it all for me, Miss KellyAnne Zielinski. She's been on the channel before. If this is your first time here, welcome. You might want to consider subscribing. We talk about things that can truly have a lifelong impact on your finances, how to bank a better way, how to borrow the right way, how to keep tens and eventually even hundreds of thousands of dollars more of your hard-earned money. Stop giving all that money away, guys. You don't have to give it to the banks. It's optional. Why are you choosing the option where you lose your money? That doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna start talking today on this episode about how to actually take proper action, whether it's banking a better way, growing your business, developing yourself. Taking action is the key to success. So I've got the queen of self-leadership and being able to take control over your life sitting here with me. So I figured let's capitalize on the opportunity. Thanks for being here, babe. I really appreciate you so much.
Got it.
And guys, so what I'm gonna have KellyAnne talk about today is, number one, we wanna discuss failure, because failure is something that I think is perceived multiple ways, and there are productive ways of looking at it, there are less productive ways of looking at it, so we're gonna discuss how to keep a productive attitude about failure. And then number two, I wanna talk about really the difference between consistent action and massive action and what that can mean in terms of results.
Sure.
So take it away, babe.
Yeah, I think this all got brought up because Gary Vee really pushed some people's buttons when it came to what are you doing, right? Like, what are we doing all day long?
It was more like, what are you effing doing?
But I hit oil and I wasn't pumping hard enough.
Yeah, there's lots of F-bombs happening. And so something that we were talking about at lunch that we thought that we'd share with you is that there's a very clear distinction between feeling like a failure and failing. And so a lot of times when folks bring up the conversation around failure, it's typically, there's two ways of looking at it. One way of looking at it is, hey, I tried this, it didn't really work out. It could be perceived as a failure, which is essentially just a mistake. And mistakes are great. We want to make mistakes as business owners and entrepreneurs, and we want to be able to split test things, and we want to see what videos or what photos or what copy works best to be able to get our messages out there further faster. The less productive mindset around failure is not
Failure.
This was a failure.
This is a Buffalonian here, a failure.
Go Bills. So the less productive way of looking at failure is...
I got instant karma. That bug flew right in my eye. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like a little Buffalo Bill fly just getting right in your eyeball.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, the unproductive way of looking at failure is I'm a failure, right? So instead of looking at whatever happened as a potential split testing opportunity, people look at it as I'm the problem, I'm the failure, this failed, and then they give up and they stop.
Right.
And so what Gary Vee was really challenging people on today was taking consistent action, whether things are working out the first time or the second time or the 30th time or the 100th time, to be able to see what works best and what doesn't. I think he called out the entire audience and was asking questions around Facebook ads.
Facebook, Instagram. Facebook, Instagram. Let me tell you why I'm saying it.
I don't particularly use Facebook ads. I may after today. I may look more into it based off of what he was talking about. But it was interesting because he said, everybody here, whoever has tried Facebook ads and it failed, stand up. And I think about 90% of the audience stand up. And there were thousands of people there, right? And so he's like, he pretty much said, so what? So what if it failed? Then that means that you try it again, and that means that you try a different photo or a different copy. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. The only time that you fail, that you truly fail, is when you stop.
When
if
you quit.
Keep going,
Right.
You will not fail. It's known as a mistake.
Yeah, I think you just need to take it as a learning lesson. And that was a perfect example of this channel. If we use this channel as a case study, and I've been transparent with you guys on multiple occasions about the growth of this channel. And this time, literally, I believe this time last year, exactly 1 year ago, you guys can go back and check the history of the videos, but I'm almost positive that we did our 10,000 subscriber shout out. 10,000 subscribers? 10,000 subscribers? What is even happening? Just 1 year ago. Now the channel started officially in 2011, and we really didn't start becoming active and uploading until about 2012, but we were only uploading on average about once per month, or 12 videos a year. And sometimes there would be clusters of videos, other times no videos at all. It was really a poor example of consistency during that time, which is, I'm sure, what influenced the slow growth or the slow results. If I had been more consistent and had taken even more action, it would have paid off for us, because the second we hit 2016, very tail end of 2016 December, and we made the commitment because of this young woman to really dive in and double and triple down on this channel, the curve of results took off. I mean, just 8 months later, to the point where here we are, 8.5 times the size we were just one short year ago. So I couldn't be a bigger believer today regarding taking action, regarding being consistent. Had you told me some of these things a couple of years ago, I probably would have still shared in a lot of the skepticism I think people are cursed with when they're considering committing time and energy and effort on an ongoing basis into something new. So, it's made all the difference in the world for us, is being able to actually take consistent action. And I personally don't define this the same way as taking massive action, which is a common conversation. That's a conversation that surrounds our circle of influence. We choose to hang out with people that are successful, who are entrepreneurial, that are investors, people that are truly examples of the success that we want to continue to see. And there are a few individuals that aren't necessarily launching as quickly as they want to in various areas, and the conversation surrounds massive action and oftentimes. So I find myself personally frustrated about that, because if they just started with some basic, gradual, consistent action, little bits at a time, one small baby step in front of the next, it doesn't have to feel quite so overwhelming. I think what's stopping some of the folks that are complaining about not getting the results they want, but yet are supportive of the idea of massive action, is I think that they're stifled by the pressure of something looking too big. You know what I'm saying?
And I think necessarily a lot of people would look at some of the actions that they take, and they might say something like, oh gosh, well that doesn't really seem like massive action to me. So I guess massive action, I think, really relates to a feeling. Like, it feels massive to the person because they hadn't necessarily taken action like that before. But if they were just consistently taking action over and over, it would just be consistent action, if that makes sense.
I mean, no empire was ever built without first putting one brick on top of the next. It is one brick at a time, folks. And if you want to recruit help to put more bricks up more quickly, that's fine. You can do that inside your businesses too. We do that all the time. I recruit and delegate frequently because I recognize where my weaknesses are and what my strengths are. So let's talk about the 3 steps that are required in order to actually see the results that people want and overcome failure, and use failure as a productive tool versus something that actually prevents any more steps being taken.
Sure. So
step 1.
So the 3 steps, I actually got this from a gentleman that was at one of our events. He was in the military, and he was telling us a story.
That's right. This is based on what the Marines do.
Yes. So the Marines have a slogan that says complacency kills. And so he was telling us a story, and the 3 steps that Marines go through when something could be perceived as a failure. The first step is to be able to have the awareness and to not dwell. So you see it for what it is. You don't dwell on what's happening. And then the second step is to seek support. So I think you're a great example of what this looks like in your personal business model, because when you made the decision and you made the choice to grow and to use YouTube as a platform not only to educate but to serve, you did that. You were assessing what was going on, and then you sought out some really solid support to be able to take your channel to the next level, which is when it went from, what was it, that 10,000 to 85,000 or 88,000 at this time it is now.
That's right, yeah, in 1 year. Yep.
And so just having the right support team and the right support system is what takes you to that next level, and it gives you the confidence and the competence to take that consistent action. So the 3 steps are: don't dwell, seek support, take consistent action.
Guys, I think everybody could apply this somewhere in their lives right now. You don't have to be a business owner, guys, if you just want to get your money right. Don't dwell on your money, seek support, continue to come back to the channels, watch all the videos on this channel. It's all free. I give you everything I've got. I don't hold anything back. I'm not trying to dangle any carrots in front of you. Truly, I'll give you absolutely the best of what I learn. You just have to subscribe to the channel and be an avid watcher of what it is that we're teaching to gain that value, so that you can then turn around and take action, right? You can get support from a channel like this. Now, if you want to take something really seriously, you need a mentor or a coach, period. You can't ever reach your actual potential trying to pretend that you're good enough on your own. You're not. I hate to break it to you, but take it from a DIYer, somebody that's been cursed with that personality trait. It's great when you're able to put together an IKEA desk and you threw away the instructions before you even got started, and you can pat yourself on the back like you've done something incredible, but it took 3 hours longer than it had to, and the only person there celebrating with you is, your better half or your own mom. That doesn't really cut it when it comes to things like your business's well-being or your financial well-being. It's not good enough. So if you're somebody that's serious about where you end up, whether it's 5 years from now or 20 years down the road, then build a great team. And we're certainly here to help you. We're not here to try and partner with you and charge you money. If it isn't a good fit, we're gonna turn you away. That's just how our business model is set up. We don't have any incentive to work with people that we're unable to help. But if you don't take the first step to see if we can help you, how are you ever gonna know? Do you study finances for anywhere between 40 to 80 hours a week? Have you done that for the last decade and a half? Because if you haven't, I probably have some things that I could help plug into your personal circumstances, which would get you significantly further in a small fraction of the time. And the way to do that is to click the link below. We've got a calendar that you can visit. You can actually reserve a complimentary coaching session. This is a gift that we provide to all of our members. In addition to that, we are going to give you a cash flow cruncher spreadsheet. This is another gift that we give to our audience viewers here on the channel. That's free as well. So you'll be able to track all of your cash flow, income, expenses, and by just simply keeping your fingers on the pulse, you'll begin to see where various leaks can be plugged. And you can make $100 per month, $500 per month, $1,000 per month impact by just simply creating exponential awareness of what you have going on compared to what it is today. So that's a great starting point. Furthermore, I do have, I have a gift card somewhere. Jeff, Minnesota, it's for you, my friend.
Yay,
Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, hey, I appreciate you so much. You know what? I know that you've been around for a long, long time now. I want to even say it's been at least a year, but Jeff, Minnesota has been an avid viewer of our videos. I'm sure you're going to see this one. And you were the lucky winner of the $25 Amazon gift card giveaway for this week's contest. I'm going to be doing another one next week. If you would like to be an eligible candidate for that giveaway, then there are a few steps you've got to follow. Number one, you got to be part of the Cash Flower community. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the big red button. Also, when you click subscribe, there will be a bell that shows up. You're going to want to highlight that bell. It allows you to remain notified when new videos are uploaded to the channel. I think that's really important, even for an existing coaching member. If you're a member right now and you're being coached one-on-one, you're an enrolled student of the program, you have to stay plugged into these videos. These types of tricks, listen, 3 simple steps could be all that's required for you to make life-changing decisions. And that's exactly what has been required of me because of this young woman, in order to allow me to quit smoking, in order to allow me to eat healthy, right? I've given up all this garbage. I mean, for the longest time, I had a body type. My cousin always said, man, you've got the craziest constitution. And I have no idea what that means, quite honestly. I think it means, that I could eat a bunch of crap and it didn't really have a big impact on me. And now I'm almost 40, as scary as that sounds to say out loud. And now it has an impact. Guess what? I can't eat pizza all week long and not have it show. And so I've given up some of these things I used to love. And what's interesting is once you start to make those small transitions by, number 1, not dwelling on it, number 2, seeking support, number 3, taking the action yourself, it becomes more about who you are rather than what you do. Okay, so now it's me, it's my lifestyle, it's what I think about. I think about vegetables and fruit. I don't think about frozen pizza. And that, I think, is a very...
Maybe sometimes. Maybe sometimes.
You know what's interesting is I don't even know, I love pizza still. I think I ate pizza a few days ago. But it wasn't frozen, right? So I've graduated a little bit in the pizza world. I even like McDonald's, as embarrassing as that is to admit. God. Listen, they've done very well for themselves because there are a fairly significant number of people who like McDonald's. So I'm just gonna go hang out at McDonald's with people who understand me. So guys, listen, I can accept a little judgment. If you catch me sitting at a McDonald's table plowing through a Big Mac, which happened to be, Big Macs used to be my favorite. I love their fries too, let's be honest. They've got some delicious French fries. I'm getting hungry. Guys, no, quite frankly, I don't even crave that stuff anymore. We can sit here and talk about it. Same with cigarettes. You know, we took a long walk downtown Denver last night, and we got behind a few people that were smoking cigarettes. I can't even believe there are smokers in Denver anymore. We're such a healthy community. But, you know, we got behind a few cigarette smokers, and yeah, there's no temptation. It's just who I am now. What I am is a non-smoker. And you guys can take action somewhere in your life too. It doesn't have to be growing a business. If you work for somebody else, great. What is it that you're seeking? If you are seeking a more comfortable financial future, if you're seeking more peace of mind, then it's going to require baby step after baby step. And if you don't take any action at all, then don't expect different results. And just stop complaining. You're allowed to be wherever you want to be, but don't complain about where you are if you're not doing something about it. Now, with that in mind, let's see, we already gave away the gift card, right? Jeff,
Yep.
Minnesota, congratulations again, buddy. We already talked about the free coaching session. Make sure you click the link below to get that. You'll get access to the Cash Flow Cruncher worksheet from there as well. That's highlighted and showcased in many of the videos. Make sure you check out all of those videos. Become a subscriber, slap a like on this video. Leave a comment below. How has failure impacted you both positively and negatively? I'd love to hear your stories, because failure is just one of those things where if perceived the right way and you've got the right frame of mind, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. So, you know, if you could avoid expensive, time-consuming mistakes by shortcutting your way to success by having mentors and coaches, even better. But mistakes should never be perceived as a negative if you use it the right way. So, want to say thanks again for tuning into the video. We're going to have KellyAnne featured on this channel more and more. Be on the lookout for an upcoming video. We're going to talk about exactly how we fell in love. We've got such an incredible story about how taking action paid off for our lives as partners. And guys, you know, I just can't say thank you enough for your viewership and your loyalty to the channel. So we really appreciate you. Until we see you on the next video, make it a great day today and take care. Bye. I have fuzz on my face.
You got a little
Bugs in my eye,
You got a
cotton on
little
my
something.
face. Okay, so